What's going on, folks? Welcome to the latest edition of Nintendo Enthusiast Week in Review. I'm Shawn Long, I'm your host. You should know all this by now. You should be a subscriber already. If you're not a subscriber, why don't you subscribe to the channel? And, Nintendo news was kind of quiet this week. There's a couple cool little stories to talk about. I'm also going to be doing 2 giveaways this week, so make sure you stick around for that. It'll be going on later in the show. Without any further ado, let's jump into this past week's news. Alright, so the first bit of news this week is the whole Majoras Mask 3DS pre-order deal. If you pre-ordered a new Majoras Mask 3DS, consider yourself lucky, because there's a lot of shit going on with this. Basically what's going on is retailers like GameStop are canceling if you pre-ordered more than 3 copies of it. You can only get 2 at one time, which is good because people are scalping the systems for like $300, $400, $500 on eBay right now, so that's a good thing. But in the midst of all this, Best Buy just had to come along and screw everything up, because now they're canceling pre-orders even if you pre-ordered one because of a lack of stock. So basically Best Buy dropped the ball on this. I mean, Nintendo, yes, is to blame a little bit too. They probably, I don't know, maybe they told Best Buy that they'd be getting more than anticipated, but the whole thing is just a cluster. It's a pain in the ass. I feel bad for everyone trying to get the Majora's Mask 3DS, new 3DS console, because it's really turned into just a big pain in the ass. Hopefully, you guys don't support these scalpers, you don't buy them off of eBay, and then the prices will come down. You might have to wait a little bit longer, but the whole thing is just a mess. Let me know what you guys think about the whole situation. Let me know if Best Buy, muffed up your pre-order and canceled it and sent you an email, because those seem to be going out a little more frequently than they should be. So also there was a new Pokmon tournament, fighter, whatever the hell the name of the game is, trailer going around. And it looks pretty cool. I'm not a big fan. I'm not really deep into the lore of Pokemon anymore. I just kind of moved on from that. But I think as a fighting game, it has a lot of potential. They even unveiled like a new little controller thing that was going to be used at the arcade for it. So it'll be definitely very interesting to see what happens with this game. And more importantly, it'll be more interesting when they finally announce the Wii U version, because that's gonna, stoke a lot of people. A lot of people, Pokemon's still a huge thing. So hopefully they'll announce some Wii U details on it first, even though it is gonna come out in the arcades first, of course.
This week's Retro Game of the Week is brought to you by PunchOutGaming.com. From retro gaming to modern, PunchOutGaming.com has you covered. Join their Facebook group for the best sales as well. Link in description.
This week's Retro Game of the Week is a game that's not really that great, but it's kind of interesting just for historical value. And that's Shinobi on the NES. Now, this came out in a time where Sega and Nintendo, were bitter enemies. So third-party Tengen brought this game over to the NES, and it kind of sucks. It's not all that great. It's pretty interesting, but it's not really a ninja game so much. It's more just a traditional side-scrolling beat-em-up. But it's pretty fun. The cartridge looks pretty cool, and you can pick it up for cheap. So you might be saying, why am I talking about a game that's not all that great as the Retro Game of the Week? Well, my sponsor, Punch-Out Gaming, has graciously given me a copy of Shinobi for 3DS to give away on this week's show. So, at the end of the show, I'll tell you guys how you can win a copy of Shinobi for 3DS, which is a much better game. Kirby and the Rainbow Curse is coming out in February, and a lot of people are looking forward to it. Well, if I were you, and I live near a Toys R Us, which I don't, I would go to Toys R Us to pre-order my copy of the game. Why is that? Well, if you pre-order your copy of Kirby and the Rainbow Curse at Toys R Us, you get a free Kirby Amiibo. So realistically, the game's only going to cost $40. You're getting a $13 Amiibo for free. Hell, you could probably flip that thing even if you have a Kirby Amiibo already and get some of your money back. So that's a pretty cool deal that's going on right now. Also going on in pricing stuff is Mario Party 10 got a price point of just $49.99. Which also almost looks like a $40 game, considering it has a pack-in of a Mario specific for Mario Party Amiibo. So that's pretty cool. I'm digging the whole Nintendo doing the lower price point thing of $40 for games like Captain Toad, which was very stellar, Kirby and the Rainbow Curse, Mario Party 10. I definitely like this, and I definitely think it's a good idea for smaller franchise games, or just games that aren't really canon to the regular series, to be a lower price point, and it gives Nintendo an opportunity to try new things. And, because really, I mean, what's the investment on, Kirby and the Rainbow Curse or Captain Toad? I'm sure those games didn't cost, all that much to make. So that's a pretty cool thing, and it's definitely something Nintendo should keep trying to do. What do you guys think of that? Let me know in the comments below. Alright, so the biggest news of the past week, of course, was Club Nintendo closing. I've already done a video on it over here. I'll put a link to it, kind of hypothesizing, you know, what's going to be. But for this, I just kind of like to reflect on Club Nintendo. I've been a member for God knows how long, and I've gotten some cool stuff from it. You know, it's definitely taken a decline in quality over the past few years, but I really enjoyed the service. You know, I was getting something, you know, for buying games I was gonna buy anyways. I was getting some extra stuff. That's always cool. I always appreciate that. So I'll kind of miss Club Nintendo. I think the successor of it is just gonna be amazing, but you know, let's give a little moment of silence for, you know, Club Nintendo's demise, and you know, let's kind of think back of the memories. You know, in this moment of silence, think back of your memories, you know, for Club Nintendo. All right, that's long enough. Alright, that's all I got for you guys this week. As always, be sure to like the video, subscribe to our channel, leave me a comment below. I'm getting better about commenting you guys back. Hit me up on social media, you know, do what you gotta do. Now, you're probably wondering, alright, you've already announced one giveaway, how do I get the other, what is it? Alright, so the first giveaway, like I said, is from punchoutgaming.com, which is one of my sponsors, and they're giving away a copy of Shinobi for the 3DS. I'll be sending it out to you guys. So, I'm gonna put a tweet down below that's actually gonna cover both contest giveaways, so that you can either win Shinobi for the 3DS or the other game. What's the other game? Well, I'm gonna give you guys a copy of Punch-Out for the Wii U, the eShop version of Punch-Out, which I'm kind of disappointed at because I can't use the damn face buttons, but I guess I should read better. But yeah, so you can either win Punch-Out for the eShop or Shinobi for the 3DS. Make sure you retweet the tweet below, follow Punch-Out Gaming on Facebook, and you'll be entered to win. I'll announce the winner sometime mid next week, maybe even, no, I'll announce the winner next week on next week's show, just because, you know, I like to make you guys wait. So make sure you enter. There's a lot of cool prizes this week. Like I said, Shinobi for the 3DS, Punch-Out on the Wii U. You know, both games are awesome, so check it out. I'm done. That's it. I gotta do a review for something cool I think you guys will like. Look for it Sunday, and that's it. Later.